Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Polygon Matic. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen any of the previous updates, I'd encourage you checking out the last update as you need all of the context you can get. So that's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of the screen. And let's get straight into the TA. So jumping into the daily chart on TradingView, as you can see, we do have a Fibonacci retracement set up with the swing high printed in January 2022 and the swing low printed in June of 2022. And as you can see, we have a technical target all the way up here at $11.50. So we'll get to that in just a second. And if you don't know how to use the Fibonacci retracement, feel free to go into the description of this video. There's going to be a linked video where I explain how to use the Fibonacci retracement. So usually when we break above the first fib level after the initial retracement, and we break that back tested as support, hopefully our technical target is the 1.618. That is because usually once you break above that swing high or above the first fib level, you retrace all the way up to the 1.618. Now, obviously, you do have the 1.414 and the 1.272 fib levels before that. So if you want to take some profits and DCA your way out of the project, you can do that as well. For now, we are running into the golden ratio for the second time in a couple of months. You can see we did that all the way back in November, and now we're doing the same thing here in February. So if we see a pullback, I would expect the immediate support below at $1.02 to hold us. You then have the 96 cents support at the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level, and that's actually what held us up in this pullback that we got in January. We bounced off the 20 EMA and had a move to the upside. So right now, I would not be entering Polygon Matic, to be honest with you. I would be waiting for a pullback as this is quite a bit overextended. If we go to the daily RSI, I know it's a bit messy. I do apologize about that, but you can see that we're getting a bit squeezed up here in the upper area, and you're kind of tightening up, and I do think we're going to see a break to the downside. And also, you are printing a bearish divergence. Now, this can be seen on pretty much all of the altcoins where the RSI is printing lower highs. If I take an arrow mark, I place it here, you can see all the highs are lower, and if I take the same arrow and place it at the highs on the price action, you can see that all the highs here are higher. So the price action is printing higher highs while the RSI is printing lower highs. That is called a bearish divergence. So hopefully we see a stronger pullback where we can buy in below $1, hopefully. You do have a support block here at 35.6 on the RSI. That's going to be an important level for us to hold. You also have this support block that we've been holding since May of 2022. So if you break below that, that's going to be quite a strong statement from Polygon, as that would mean we're potentially going to be coming back down to this 40 range area, and maybe even retest the support block at 35, because we've done that multiple times. We did that back here in September, we did that back in December and January, so maybe we do that one more time before having the major run up into April or May, whenever we're going to have our next local high. So be ready with buy limit orders is all I'm telling you, but that's not a financial advice, obviously. Another major support level would be the 0.382 Fibonacci level. That's at 74 cents roughly. So that's where I would be entering into the project, and that's probably where I'm going to be buying a bunch of coins. And as always, all of my trade alerts can be found on the Patreon page linked down below. So Polygon Matic overall is doing great. Like I said, we have our target for the next bull market, assuming that we're not going to lose this June low. And I think we can all agree that Polygon Matic is most definitely not going below that low there, which is going to be a 74% pullback from this high. So I don't think that's happening. Now, what we can do is jump over to the weekly chart at Binance's website. And before we continue, guys, I quickly want to talk about my Patreon. Now, if you want to get involved, there's going to be a 7-day free trial. So you can go ahead and join, and you're going to get access to all of my content since I started posting on Patreon, which was all the way back in October of 2021. So there are hundreds and hundreds of posts with low cap gems, my exclusive podcasts that I do for patrons only, my low cap gem reviews, project highlights, your technical analysis requests, exclusive videos for patrons. So there's a whole bunch of stuff there that I don't share on YouTube or Twitter as to add more value to it. And I also share all of my buys, all of my sells. I share my portfolio in there. So if that's something that you're interested in and you really want to support the channel, then feel free to check it out. Thank you. So taking a look at the weekly chart on Binance, this is a I would say this is a perfect chart on the weekly, as we're about to get the bullish cross where the 20 EMA crosses above the 55 EMA. So the yellow crosses above the red. That's going to be your major buy signal. You can see that we had the bearish cross all the way back here, which was in May of 2022. And after that happened, we saw major capitulation. And now we broke out of this falling wedge. We're printing a higher high here, which is great. Now all we need to do is print a higher low. A major support level here on the weekly, as you can see, this has been holding us up 75 cents roughly. We've been holding this area ever since July of 2022. So really what we've been doing is we've been printing higher highs all the way through, if I do that, as you can see, we're hitting that trend line constantly. And let me just make it a bit thicker. As you can see, we're printing higher highs and we're bouncing off the exact same level here. So hopefully every time we come back down, we get a retracement from 75 cents and we print a higher high next time. But ideally, we want to be printing higher lows as well. After this bullish cross, I think that's going to be the, so to speak, bull market mode for Polygon Matic, as that's literally your bull market indicator on the weekly chart. Even Bitcoin doesn't have that yet. So once we see that for Polygon Matic, we could have a pretty strong impulsive move to the upside, potentially taking us to the 1.618 on this smaller fib retracement, with the swing high printed in November and the swing low printed back in December. If we break above $1.30, $1.84.5 or 85 cents is going to be our technical target. And of course, the technical target from the falling wedge is going to be all the way up here at $2.86, because that's where the falling wedge was created. So I would be looking at those targets mid-term, because I think before the year is over, we're going to be back at all-time high prices for Polygon Matic and for Cosmos Atom. So, you know, we have limited time to buy into these projects. That doesn't mean you have to FOMO in. I would say that you can wait until we come back down and retest the 20 EMA here, which is around about $1. That's going to be another good entry point. So if we manage to hold above the 20 EMA, I would say. So yeah, 20 EMA, good entry point. If we jump into the weekly RSI, let's see what's going on here. So the pink trend line, either one of the pink trend lines really is going to be an amazing entry point, because we're getting a bit overextended here, but we do want to see some sort of a back test, as we're getting pretty overextended with this powerful move to the upside. I thought we were going to get all the way up to 65 on the RSI. That did not happen, unfortunately. That would have been a good area to take some profits. But what can happen now is we might start coming back down here. Maybe we have a little bounce from March into April with another move to the upside. We create a lower high, maybe a bearish divergence even, and then we come back down, retest that one, and then we see another move to the upside into August or September 2023, where we have another pullback, potentially taking us lower, and then we actually start, you know, sizing up our prices here for the next bull market, and we have the overextension into 2024 and 2025. So that is obviously a very bullish scenario. You also can have a major black swan event coming in, and you see these strong dumps over a couple of days. So be ready for that as well, with some cash on the sidelines. Always have some spare cash. Taking a look at the stochastic, looking very good over here. For those of you who don't know, I have the stochastic set up with the inputs as 14 and 28, so that we have less false signals. So on the weekly chart right now, what we have is we had a good opportunity to buy in July, and right now we're in the middle here. So based on the stochastic, we can't really decide if you want to take profits or not, because we're halfway through. The volume indicator is giving us good candles, so a lot of people are buying in, and this is good. Project is alive, lots of partnerships coming in, so I definitely think $11 is a question of time, really, and not a question of if. So that's been it. If I missed out anything important on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.